Vishnu. Vishnu is one of the Hindu trinity gods like Brahma and Shiva. Vishnu is known as the preserver. He is mostly identified with his avatars or incarnations. He is often referred to as Narayana, Nara plus Ayana, reminding us of his reclining position on a bed over a milky ocean. Hindus who specifically worship Vishnu are called Vaishnavites, and they worship him in an abstract form as a salagrama stone, which is something like the lingam for Shiva. Vishnu's wife is Lakshmi, and his Vagana or vehicle is Garuda. He is said to have conquered the universe with 3 steps or strides. He is said to be the center of all forces and can manifest in any form. His qualities are innumerable. Anatomically, Vishnu is none other than the digestive and endocrine system of the human body. More specifically, he represents the liver of the human body. He is the preserver of the human body, quoted as the universe in Vedas. The liver plays a major role in body metabolism and balancing. It has several functions such as glycogen storage, plasma protein synthesis, and drug detoxification. Liver also produces bile, which is important for digestion. Liver is the second largest organ and the largest gland in the human body, a source for hormonal secretions and enzymes. Garuda, because of its prying nature and sharp eyesight, represents these secretions which are released when certain developments take place in the body or cells. We can understand the importance of Vishnu, hormonal secretions, in the universe, human body. Vishnu, hormonal secretions, is said to have created 3 gunas, meaning qualities: Sattvic, Rajas, and Tamas. Sattvic guna means composed and soft. Rajas guna means active and high energy. Tamas guna means romantic and sexual. Vishnu is always depicted in a reclining posture on a coiled, 1,000-hooded Sheshnaga serpent along with his wife Lakshmi. The Sheshnaga must refer to the ducts in the liver that carry bile and other secretions. The liver lies on the right side of stomach, which is in a slight reclining position, making a kind of bed for the liver and gallbladder. Nara in Tamil means wild or bloodhound. Thus, it represents blood and flesh. Hence, all wild animals which eat flesh are called Naramamisa, blood raw flesh. Ayana means bed. Thus, Narayana means bed of blood and flesh. It refers to the liver since that is very closely related or associated with blood and flesh. Liver is an important component in portal circulation and during pregnancy where fetal blood is circulated. The liver is also important to muscles, their energy, function, and development. Puranic characters like Prahalad, Dhruva, etc. are closely associated with Narayana, since they are all children or babies, meaning fetus, in the mother's womb. They used to chant the name Narayana and not Vishnu. Nara can be found in the words Naraka and Narada. Naraka is a place, lungs, where blood is purified. Nara plus Da or Nara plus Ta and Nara plus Ayana are closely associated words where Ta refers to flow and Ayana refers to bed. Thus, Nara is lying at some place and it flows when required. It may refer to hormones or neurons where the liver is the main source for hormones. Narada, neuron, must be the chemical messenger or signal that is transported through the blood or blood vessels. He can also be called the messenger of the senses of the body since he is associated with Brahma, Saraswati, and the Veena. Vishnu is the lord of 7 hills. The 7 hills inside the human body are liver, stomach, spleen, pancreas, kidneys, intestines, and bladder. These organs are interrelated and preserve the human body in a stable, healthy condition. The liver relates to 2 main blood vessels, hepatic artery and portal vein. The portal vein brings blood from the spleen, pancreas, and small intestines into the liver so that it can process the nutrients and byproducts of food digestion. The Vishnu avatars or incarnations are the functions of these related organs in the preservation process of the body. Avali means row or line, and ava plus tar. Tar or tar means flow, may mean organ flow or flows from the organ. In other words, Vishnu assumes the position as each of these organs and performs his duties as preserver. In fact, they are all different organs doing the same function of preservation in different capacities. Many believe that there are Dashavatars or 10 avatars of Vishnu based on the meaning of the word Dasa as 10. Bhagavata Purana mentions that Vishnu has taken 24 avatars but mentions only 22 avatars. Every organ or function would have been considered an avatar. Tissue or muscle is also another meaning for the word dasa or dasai. Dasi means slave, and it also means prostitute or concubine. The word dasi is found in Ekadasi, Duvadasi, Triyodasi, and Chaturdasi, and it represents some day-to-day functions in the body. Eka means single, and Ekadasi means single or one-way function. Duva means double, and Duvadasi means two-way or double function. Thus, Trayodasi means three-way function, and Chaturdasi means four-way function. As per the Puranas, select or blessed devotees of Vishnu are said to have seen his Vishwarupa. The internal organs of a human body collectively are often called viscera. The Vishwarupa shows Vishnu as having 7 heads to the left and right. Vishwarupa could be a collective reference to all the endocrine glands meant for the proper maintenance of the human body. Vishnu is known as Tayumanavar, meaning mother-like person. Every fetus or unborn child starts out looking female. Sex organs become visible only after a certain period of development, even though the sex of a child is determined at the time of fusion between the ovum and sperm. The growth of the fetus mainly depends on the digestive and endocrine system of the body. In other words, on Vishnu. Vishnu is also known as Krishna, an avatar, and he is the maternal uncle of Kumara, meaning the child or the baby. Kumara is the son of Parvati, and Krishna is the brother of Parvati. Who is Krishna? What is Krishna? Krishna is a representation of the human kidneys, and he acts together with Radha, since there are 2 kidneys. Together, they are called Radha Krishna, and there are lots of stories based on them, which explain the functions of kidneys. The functions of Shiva, Indra, Ganesha, Kartikeya, and others as sexual or related organs come to an end, or rather are of less importance when a female egg or ovum is fertilized. This is when the job of Vishnu, along with his avatars, as the digestive and endocrine system of the human body begins. Of course, Shiva will play his role as blood circulation. In this case, fetal blood circulation. Fetal circulation is closely associated with Svarga, which is the opposite of Naraka. Gas exchanges normally takes place in the lungs or Naraga for a normal human being, whereas for a fetus, gas exchange does not take place in the lungs. Since all organs are immersed in amniotic fluid, gas exchanges take place in the umbilical cord known as Svarga, where Varga or descendants are created. Lakshmi, who represents the uterus and other female reproductive organs, has aptly become the wife of Vishnu. Some Puranic stories mention that Parvati and Saraswati were also wives of Vishnu, and that Vishnu gave them to Shiva and Brahma as their wives. This is utterly misleading and demeaning. Anatomically, Brahma and Saraswati, brain and nervous system, Shiva and Parvati, male and female reproductive systems, and Vishnu and Lakshmi, digestive and endocrine systems, are coupled inseparably because of their strategic importance. The Salagrama stone is sacred to Vaishnavites, followers of Vishnu. Shiva himself declared that worshipping one Salagrama stone is equivalent to worshipping 1,000 lingams, which highlights the importance of the stone. Its shape is wheel-like or chakra. The stones are formed by worms called Vajrakeet, which drill through the stone and live inside. The chakra formation is found both inside and outside the stone. The word Vajra is associated with Indra and it must refer to the membranes in the procreative organs, especially Sertoli cells. The Salagrama stone is not man made and is available in the river Gandaki or Muktishetra. Gandham in Tamil means magnet and may refer to some magnetic properties that exist in the human body. Gandha or Gandhagam in Tamil means sulfur, which is used for many ailments. What is the relationship between sulfur and the liver? Sulfur is said to increase bile, acts as a stimulant, and stimulate the secreting organs. Liver is one of the biggest secreting organs in the human body. Liver plays a major role in body metabolism. Sulfur is a non-metallic chemical element, yellow in color, whose atomic number is 16. It is an essential element for all living cells and is found in amino acids like cysteine and methionine. Amino acids are found in proteins and enzymes which are critical to life and have a variety of roles to play in metabolism. It is commercially used in fertilizers, gunpowder, matches, insecticides, and fungicides. Sulfur has a faint odor that turns into a suffocating odor when it burns. Sulfur dioxide is used as a food additive which is sufficiently safe in small quantities but may turn sulfurous in higher concentration and harm lungs, eyes, and other tissues. Puranic stories refer to Gandharvas as the celestial musicians and singers, always associated with Apsaras, the celestial dancers, all of whom are seen in the court of Indra, who is associated with seminal fluid and its secretion. Thus, the term Gandharva, Gandhaki, Gandha, and Gandhakam may refer to stimulants or stimulation. Gandharva Vivaha is a kind of marriage recognized in ancient texts that specifies that the consent of both parties, bride and groom only, is sufficient for the marriage, excluding parents and relatives. Stimulation by one tissue or organ is reciprocated by another tissue or organ, and it is the very basic principle of initiation and reception or receptor. The term Gandha is found in many medicinal plants. Some of them are Durgandha, Ugragandha, Angustagandha, Asagandha or Ashwagandha, Ikshugandha, Rajanigandha, Polyanthus tuberosa, Rasagandha, Sarpagandha, Rava wolfia serpentina, Shrigandha, and Shrigandha damara. Durgandha, Allium cepa, is a vegetable called onion, commonly used in Indian curries. Volatile oil in onion bulbs contains sulfur, a stimulant with antiseptic value. Dur can be found in Durvasa, bad smell, which reminds us of raw onion bad breath. It is said that onions eaten with jaggery, ikshu is equal to sugar, stimulates growth in children. The story of sage Durvasa is all about puberty and child growth. Ugragandha, Allium sativum, is garlic. It is also known as Mlechagandha, Butagna, and Madhusudan. Does this sound like Puttagana and Madhusudana? Its volatile oil contains sulfides and sulfur compounds and is a stimulant. Rasagandha, Balsamodendron myrrh, also contains volatile oil. It is a stimulant with a bitter taste. It is known that the tincture of myrrh, tree gum resin, is useful for menstrual disorders in young girls and chlorosis, anemia. Angustagandha, Thula astaphotida, also contains organic sulfur content. It is also known as Butnasan, Sulanasan, Perungayam. Nasan means destroy or destroyer. What does it destroy? Angusha refers to a ceremonial stick that is used for elephant control, which in turn refers to the ducts for seminal fluid, especially in males. The oil acts on the organs of circulation and secretion and stimulates sexual appetite. Ikshugandha, Hygrofolia cypnosa, Atribulus territoris, is also known as Kolista, Kokilaksha, Trikanth, and Goksura. Ikshu refers to sugar or jaggery or madura or fructose. Shrikantha, Santalum album is also known as Chandan, Chandana, sandalwood tree, and Bhadrashri. Sri refers to procreative organs, especially female. Asagantha or Ashwagandha, Vidania coagulans or Vidania somnifera, is widely used in Ayurveda. Asva or Ashva refers to the horse and points to the brain cortex. Some of its medicinal properties relate to hypnotics since the plant contains the alkaloid somniferin. Abelmoschus esculentus or Hibiscus esculentus is known as Gandhamulla or Tindisha or Pitali, commonly known as lady's finger or bindi in Indian kitchens. This vegetable is good for certain diseases of the genito-urinary organs. The words bindi and pitali takes us to the forehead, bindi, pituitary gland, pitali, and the third eye of Shiva, which is considered as the stimulant of development or orgasm. The story of the Salagrama stone narrates that Vishnu has taken 4 avatars: Salagrama stone, Kusha grass, peepal tree, Piscus religiosa, and Tulasi plant, all of which are considered sacred and worshipped. Even though Salagrama stones are available in many colors, yellow and blue are considered the most auspicious since these colors represents prosperity and wealth. Salagrama stones are normally equated to ammonites, which have spiral shapes both inside and outside. The cross section of an ammonite resembles the cross section of a human kidney. The Salagrama stone is also considered the Sudarshan Chakra of Vishnu. In other words, Sudarshan Chakra is the human kidney and the avatar is Krishna. First part of Su plus Darshan. Su refers urinary tract, etc. Sukha or Sudha meaning relief or cleanliness. The second part of Sudarshan, Darshan, refers to meeting or facing a person, attaining cleanliness. The functions of kidneys are to remove waste in the human body and keep it healthy. Sana or Karasana or sun is the name for the medicinal plant, Protolaria jansea. There is also another plant known as Sana or Machika or Famla or Nali called Hibiscus cannabinus. There exists a plant called Sudarshan or Vishamandala, which is known as Prinum asiaticum. Are these plants beneficial for the human kidneys? Many people in Puranic stories have been killed by Krishna using the Sudarshan chakra. The killing is an act of the kidney, Krishna, through failure or malfunction, etc. There are so many reasons for kidney malfunction, and all of them are the stories of Krishna's killing. Each of the stories explain a situation in which a person dies through kidney failure. In other words, it teaches us the causes for kidney failure. Padma Purana states that donating a salagrama to others is equal to donating the entire earth with all its wealth. Kidney donations have approved, and renal transplant operations seem to have been done during the Vedic period or earlier. Garuda Purana states that residences, human organs, of all gods are to be worshipped, but among those, Salagrama, kidney, which is the residence of Vishnu, is the most sacred of all. Skanda Purana states that Shiva told his son Kumara, Kartikeyan, that he will not accept worship unless a person first worships Salagrama. The liver and kidneys are very important organs in the human body, which must be revered and cared for by individuals for a healthy life. If they are neglected, the first person to be affected will be Shiva, blood of the human body. Blood purification mainly depends upon the functioning of these organs, kidneys and liver. In Brahma Purana, Vishnu himself states that even though a salagrama stone is cracked, chipped, split, or broken, it will still be auspicious. Humans can live their lives even with one kidney. An infected liver can heal itself. According to Vedic texts, salagrama has references relating to both liver and kidneys. The liver is also capable of regenerating lost tissue and turning into a whole liver again. Vishnu is always depicted with 4 hands. Traditional anatomy divides the liver into 4 lobes based on the surface features. They are the left anatomical lobe, right anatomical lobe, caudate lobe, and quadrate lobe. Krishna, Vishnu, is born on Ashtami, 8th day, Rohini Nakshatra, which is celebrated as Janmashtami, Krishna's birthday. Janma means being human and Janana means birth. Medically, the fertilized egg is called by different names depending upon the stages of development. It is called fetus when it reaches the 8th week of development, which means the child exists as a human being inside the womb. This is celebrated as Janmashtami as if Krishna has really come out of the womb. Rohini Nakshatra, Na is equal to secretion plus Shatra is equal to warrior cell, must refer to a particular state of the body. Another avatar related to the salagram stone, kidney, is kusha grass. Kusha grass is called darba grass, a piped grass which is capable of being used as a conduit for water. Kusha grass may refer to the ureters that carry urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. The word kusha is found in angusha. Kusha, a stick which is used to control an elephant by its caretaker. Ang means body and kusha means tube. Thus, angusha may also mean a kind of body tube. Elsewhere, I have mentioned that elephant relates to the male sex organ which is used to discharge urinary collection from the bladder. Normally, angusha, elephant stick, is used to control an enraged elephant. The enragement is called mada. Ma means something big or origin. Da means dara or flow. Thus, angusha, elephant stick, is meant to control the flow of the procreative organ. Darba grass is also known as turva or argampul in Tamil, and its botanical name is Cynodon dactylon. Dar plus va means bad smell. Vasa in Tamil may refer to the smell of urine. Vasava is the name for Indra, who is considered Indriyam, the seminal fluid. Cynodon dactylon is a perennial grass which helps to enhance immunity in the body. It is commonly used as a laxative, expectorant, and analgesic, etc. It is also used for the treatment of cough, cramps, diabetes, diarrhea, dropsy, epilepsy, hypertension, syphilis, urogenital disorders, etc. Yet, another related avatar is the peepal tree, Ficus religiosa, which refers to the urinary bladder. The muscular layer of the urinary bladder enables it to bulge when urine accumulates and contract when urine is discharged. The transitional epithelium tissue facilitates bladder stretching without rupturing tissues. Normally, the bladder is sterile, which means it is free of infectious microorganisms. Does this sterility have anything to do with the fig tree? The shape of its leaf looks like the shape of the urinary bladder. The peepal tree is also called aswath. Aswada means relief and may refer to the excretory function of the digestive system as it relieves waste from the human body. Aswath or Ashwatthama is the son of Dronacharya and is discussed in the chapter Balaram. The peepal tree is also called Plaksha, Ficus infectoria and Ficus talboti in Sanskrit. Skanda Purana states that the river Saraswati, Sara means duct or continuous flow or secretion, originates from the water pot of Brahma, which means something is stimulated or activated from the brain at the thalamus. It also says that the river flows from Plaksha Prasaravana on Himalayas. Sra means head, Vana means forest, meaning that the secretions originate in the brain since Himalaya is considered the human head. Kandan and Saravana always refers to Kumara or Kartikeyan, son of Shiva and Parvati. Sravan refers to head, whereas Saravana refers to or is related to the sexual organs and human urinary systems. Sara means ducts, Vana means forest, and thus Saravana means forest of ducts, which are seminiferous tubules. The fourth avatar related to the Salagrama stone, kidney, is the Tulasi plant. The plant is none other than the adrenal glands sitting right on top of the human kidneys. The word Tula is found in Tulabaram, which means weighing scale or balancing scale. Devotees of Vishnu or Krishna use the Tulabaram to make offerings, equivalent to the weight of the devotees, to the Lord. This practice can be seen in most Krishna temples. There is a story in relation to this offering. Once, Krishna was weighed against gold. The scale would not tilt even after putting all the gold ornaments of his wife. Krishna's wife Lakshmi is the god of wealth on the other plate. The scale tilted only after placing a single leaf of tulasi, which tell us of its importance. The botanical name of tulasi is Ocimum tenifolium. It is called holy basil or Krishna tulasi. It has great medicinal properties. It is well known and used by Hindus in their daily worship. It is also used widely in Ayurvedic medicinal preparations. According to Puranic texts, chanting the name Ganga, personified as the spinal cord, refer to chapter Ganga, will free one from all kinds of sins. It further says that chanting the name of Tulasi will have the same effect. All diseases will be removed. If one waters her as a plant or makes her wet, fear of death will also be destroyed. Tulasi is dearest to Krishna, and that is the reason for Radha's envy. All these references prove Tulasi's medicinal value and its importance to human health. The above information conveys that the secretions of the adrenal glands are very important for the healthy functioning of the body, especially female, and that the body should not be allowed to go dry or become a sura, non-secreting. Stories of Tulasi should be read as information on the adrenal glands. Many Hindu families have a Tulasi plant on a high-rise structure or platform in their courtyards. A house is said to be incomplete without this plant. This structure is customarily called Tulasi Madam. Madam means tree house or a mounting above ground level. Adrenal glands are personified as Tulasi in the same way that the spinal cord is personified as Ganga. Tulasi Madam refers to the position of the adrenal glands on the kidneys. Adrenal glands are one of the constituents of the endocrine system. The adrenal gland is separated into two distinct structures, adrenal medulla and adrenal cortex. Both receive regulatory inputs from the nervous system, an area belonging to Ganga, and the reason why Tulasi is revered along with her. The adrenal medulla is a ganglion of the sympathetic nervous system. The story of Tulasi appears in Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Brahma Vai Varta, shaping or making of Brahma. Tulasi is the daughter of Kushadvaja and Madhavi. Kusha means duck or vessel, as found in Kusha grass or Angusha. She started her meditation while still a newborn baby with the purpose of being united with Krishna or Narayana. This reference tells us about the development of adrenal glands in a fetus. Brahma appeared and asked her to marry Shankachuda in her present life. He also told her that she would be born as the Tulasi shrub in her next birth and would be united with Krishna or Narayana. The present birth was her second one. She was born earlier as a gopi in Goloka and had fallen in love with Krishna. Tulasi was a Jati Mara who could remember her earlier life. Jati means class, which refers to the kind of human cell, and Mara means unchanged. Thus, when a character is known as Jati Mara, it must refer to the kind of cell which is adopted in many places of the human body. Shankachuda was a Gopa in Goloka when Tulasi was a Gopi there and had fallen in love with Tulasi. Shankachuda could not marry Tulasi because of Radha's, Krishna's lover, restriction, and was cursed to be born as a demon in his second life. Shankachuda also continued to remember his earlier life. He prayed to Brahma to be united with Tulasi. Brahma wanted to grant his boon and get them both married in their second life. Tulasi was afraid of Radha's anger and Brahma taught her a mantra to pacify Radha. It is apt to mention that Radha Krishna was created in Vedic texts to refer to the human kidneys. Brahma appears here because of his connection to human body cells, and the above story relates to the cell development in the adrenal gland. Let us examine the birth of Tulasi or creation of the adrenal gland. Medullary cells of adrenal medulla, central core of the gland, are derived from the embryonic neural crest and they are simply modified neurons. Jatimara is unchanged class of cells. Because of the reference of embryonic neural crest, which is very early stage of human development, Tulasi is said to have gone into meditation soon after birth. It is also apt to recall that Dhruva, descendant of Uttanapada, also went into tapasya at a young age. That story too is related to the embryonic neural crest. The word Sanka appears in the story of Dhruva, pole star, which is in fact connected to the development of the neural crest in an embryo. Now, Shankachuda is brought in here to tell us of the relationship between the embryonic neural crest. These cells are modified postganglionic cells of the sympathetic nervous system, which have lost their axons and dendrites. They are what Jati Mara refers to, where Jati means classes and Mara means unchanged, meaning modification without change in their original structure. Tulasi got Radha's approval with the help of mantra given to her by Brahma and married Shankachuda. Shankachuda was given a talisman by Brahma to save his life. As per Vedic texts, Shankachuda had to be killed by Shiva as he was robbing other gods. To facilitate this killing, Krishna obtained the talisman from him by playing a trick. This killing refers to the cutting of axons and dendrites from the original neuron cells. In short, Shankachuda refers to neuron cells without axons and dendrites. There is a plant called Talisha, Placotia catapracta, which is also known as Prachi Amalaga or Talispatram or Talispatri, which is useful for coughing, asthma, and hemoptysis. The fruit of the plant is recommended for bilious conditions and liver complaints. Yet another plant is also called Talispatra or Brahmi or Birmi or Manduparani, and its botanical name is Taxus baccata. Leaves of this plant are said to be useful for hysteria, epilepsy, and nervousness. Tulasi was furious on learning of her husband's death after being tricked by Krishna. Krishna had to comfort her by anointing her as a divine personality and letting her ascend to Vaikuntha Loka. This is how she happens to sit on Krishna, the kidneys. Basically, Vaikuntham refers to the uterus. The ascension of Tulasi may mean her connections to procreative organs, especially female. The body of Shankachuda was thrown into the sea, and from the skeleton, various Shankas, conch shells, were created. They are sacred. Water in Shankas, conch shells, or containers made of Shankas are used to worship all gods except Shiva. All human body cells will have axons and dendrites, but not the blood cells. Shiva is equal to blood. While some consider Tulasi as Vishnu's avatar, others consider Tulasi as the gopi who fell in love with Krishna and was cursed by Radha. Based on this concept, Tulasi Vivaha is conducted by her devotees. Tulasi is married to Vishnu, Krishna, annually on the 11th day during Shukla Paksha, bright fortnight of the Kartika month. The festival continues for 5 days, ending on a full moon day, Kartika Shukla Dvadashi. The 14th day, a day before full moon day, is celebrated by adorning tulasi plants with the sugarcane, mango leaves, and flowers. Adrenal glands are triangle shaped and are also called suprarenal glands. They are responsible for regulating the stress response in the human body. Full moon day is considered as the ovulation day and brings out the importance of hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is a major player in acute stress response. The axis regulates various body processes like digestion, immune system, mood, sexuality, energy usage, etc. Worshipping Tulasi these days highlights the importance of the adrenal glands and their secretions. In other words, these secretions are to be taken care of to achieve better results in ovulation and fertilization. Adrenal glands and thyroid glands are the organs that have the greatest blood supply per gram of tissue. Tulasi is dearest to Krishna. Krishna, being human kidneys, purifies blood to a greater level. Adrenal medulla, the central core of the adrenal gland surrounded by the adrenal cortex, converts amino acid into catecholamines, adrenaline, noradrenaline, and dopamine. These are water-soluble hormones and are referred to in the saying, "Make Tulasi wet to get her blessings." These are released into the bloodstream directly upon stress responses such as exercise, imminent danger, etc. These releases are stimulated by nerve impulses and the receptors are distributed throughout the human body. Adrenal cortex, outer layer of the adrenal medulla, mediates stress response through production of aldosterone, cortisol, etc. Some hormones are synthesized from cholesterol. The cortex is regulated by neuroendocrine hormones secreted by the pituitary gland and the hypothalamus, as well as the renin-angiotensin system. It explains Brahma's intervention in Tulasi's case. Tulabharam, weighing scale or balancing scale, also refers to the adrenal glands for its balancing activities in relation to stress management. Tulasi is called Vrindadevi, the goddess of Vrindavan. Vrindavan is the place where Krishna spent his childhood days along with his brother Balarama. It is the same place where he danced and spent happy times with Gopikas, the local girls. One of the androgens produced by the adrenal cortex is testosterone, which stimulates cell growth for the development of secondary sex characteristics. Vriddhi means enlarging or improving or developing. If this word is applied to a family, it may refer to material improvement, an increase in the number of family members done through procreative activities only. Hence, Tulasi, personification of adrenal glands, is called Vrindadevi. Tulasi is considered an adaptogen, balancing different processes in the human body and is helpful for adapting to stress. Hitherto, Tulasi was used for common colds, headaches, stomach disorders, etc. Many of its properties are yet to be researched. Studies are being conducted to find its effectiveness for diabetes, cholesterol level, glucose level, protection from radiation poisoning, and cataracts. 8 objects are worshipped during the ritual consecration of Kalasha, container of holy water. Tulasi is one of them. Does this container of holy water mean the human body and its hormonal secretions? There are 8 major endocrine glands in the human body. They are the pineal gland, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, thymus, adrenal gland, pancreas, ovary, and testis. Are the rituals of consecration of Kalasha referring to these endocrine glands? Interestingly, there is a place called Kalasa in Karnataka, India, which has a mythological story about its existence. The place is surrounded by the Bhadra river on 3 sides. Bhadra is Shiva's attender and refers to ducts. The wedding ceremony of Shiva and Parvati is said to have caused a shift in the earth's rotation since all gods and goddesses assembled at the venue in Varanasi, northern side of India, to witness the marriage. To stabilize the earth, Shiva requested sage Agastya to travel to the southern side of India. Sage Agastya traveled to the south and stayed at the place called Kalasa and was able to witness the marriage from that place through a special boon granted to him by Shiva. Marriage refers to the activities at the hypothalamic pituitary level in relation to procreative sexual stimulation. Agastya or Vaka is the Sanskrit name for Agathi grandiflora, a medicinal plant. Presently, this plant is mainly used to feed cattle. It is known to reduce pitta and kapha, but induces vayu, which is related to muscle movement. Bhava Prakash, where Bhava means expression and Prakash means brightness. Varaha is considered one of the avatars of Vishnu to resurrect the earth from the bottom of the ocean, where it was taken by Hiranyaksha. According to the Puranas, Varaha, boar, brought back the earth out of the ocean between his tusks and restored it to its place. Varaha or boar belongs to the pig family. It is the anthropomorphic representation of the fetus in the womb. Human fertilized eggs grow into fetuses and are born as children. Thus, growth as a human being commences from the fetal stage, which is described in the Puranas through the Varaha avatar. Avatar is made up of 2 words, Avaya and Tara, where Avaya means organ and Tara means flow. Varaha avatar may mean fetal flow or development. Pigs are mammalian species like humans. Fetal pigs or unborn pigs are being used as objects for classroom dissection or as specimens for human physiological studies. We have been discussing Gopikas and Gopas. They are very important constituents of the Radha Krishna clan at Gokula. Incidentally, Gopi or Gobi is the vegetable known as cauliflower, Brassica oleracea. The head of the flower is eaten, which is a white flesh and is called curd. Krishna, as a baby, was taken from the Madura to Gokula and raised there with his foster parents, who were heads of a cowherd community. Milk, curd, butter, girls to churn butter were many in the community. We see a striking resemblance between the kidney, its cross section, and the cauliflower. The kidney is a bean-shaped organ which receives blood purification. It extracts toxins from the blood and sends it as urine into the ureter. Many parts such as cortex, medulla, calyces, etc. play a part in this toxin extraction. Kidney is mentioned as Gokula in Vedic texts. Gopi Chandan, Suganthameti, is a kind of clay which contains magnesium, iron, aluminium oxide, and yellow earth, taken from a lake called Gopi near Dwaraka. It smells like Multani Mitti. Gopi Chandan and Multani Mitti are varieties of Bole Armaniac. Do they have a connection to the kidneys? Gopi Mulam, Suganthi, Nannari, etc. Hemidesmus indicus is another plant to be reckoned in relation to the kidneys. Whatever is happening in the kidneys has been construed as all that has happened in Gokula.